The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on a Tuesday morning. I hope everybody had an enjoyable long weekend, that Labor Day weekend. Some people got a 4-day weekend. Some people got a 3-day weekend. I got a 1-day weekend. And I am hoping that y'all got more than just that. Hopefully everybody did out there. They were able to get all kinds of rest and have fun with their families and doing all that stuff. Nonetheless, I'm not going to complain. I did get to watch a little bit of football, whether I was at work or not. I had me some football that was going on, that was being shown all over the place. It was a fun time. Absolutely a fun time. Getting to be at the Chihuahuas game, watching some football. Fire and Ice this weekend on Saturday, as Brandon the Iceman Cohn and myself were doing the show, watching Texas lose to Ohio State. Then I go to work and I get to watch Alabama lose to Florida State. It was a phenomenal sports weekend. And then yesterday you had the debut of Bill Belichick and North Carolina. Well, how is Bill Belichick going to do in North Carolina? And the question was answered very, very early. Our dude, Tommy Cananzo, tuning in saying, what's up, Tip? What's up, Tommy? Hope that you're having yourself a fantastic time today, sir. Your team was victorious this weekend. Your college football team, victorious this weekend. We are 2 days and some change away from the kickoff of the NFL season. B. Strilla tuning in saying, good morning, Tip. Good morning to you, Strilla. I believe your football team was victorious this weekend as well. My football team, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, were victorious this weekend as well. And the one team that seemed to dominate all the headlines this week, or not even this week, all summer long, the greatest coach in the history of football, Bill Belichick, making it to North Carolina, getting his first game in college football, getting to have himself finally trying to shed the shadow, the specter of Tom Brady that has been blanketed over Bill Belichick for years now. And they get absolutely throttled by TCU. TCU wins 48-14. Now, I get there's going to be a learning curve. I get that there's going to be all these other things like that. But whenever you do some of the things that Bill Belichick was doing, whenever you're like, I'm going to hide jersey number, no one's going to have a jersey number. We're not going to put out a depth chart, a roster, anything of that nature. We're not doing any of that stuff. All that stuff is cute when you win. When you lose, you look like an effing idiot. And the way that they lost, again, 48-14. I was out to dinner last night. I'm not even watching the game. I can just kind of see it through a window, like a reflection on a window. And I had to turn back and look and be like, was that the score? Is that really the score? Watching North Carolina get throttled like that by like TCU. And then I had to remind myself, what was it, 60 or 70 players are new on North Carolina? All of them new, like transfer portal type students. Like they're I don't know what I was expecting out of Bill Belichick. I guess I was expecting it to be more than just 14 points. I was expecting a better defense, that's for sure. But it looked bad. All of it just looked bad. And I know that you can say that with a lot of teams, right? Like Texas. Texas and Ohio State only getting 14 points. You can say that was a defensive struggle. Texas, Arch Manning didn't look all that great. And I don't know where the expectations on UNC were. Like, did anyone think that UNC was going to be a national title contender? No. But maybe a borderline, bowl team, right? Like, they can get 6 wins. They got the greatest coach of all time. They got Bill Belichick. They can squeak out 6 wins here. But it's not like TCU is a world beater of a team either. It was just odd to me. Just very odd to me. That's how it went. Mentioned Texas losing to Ohio State. That's got to make my dude Tommy happy. Penn State throttling Nevada. LSU squeaking by Clemson. Georgia all over Marshall. Oregon all over Montana State. Florida State beating Alabama. I work with a guy that's an Alabama grad. Huge Alabama fan. All week long leading to, and this is why I don't talk until the game is over, right? Like I'll give you my opinions if you ask me for it, but I don't go way over the top talking about how my team's going to win a national championship and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Florida State, who won 2 games last year, beats Alabama 31-17. I got a link on Yahoo that was like, Florida State routs Alabama 31-17. A 14-point game is not a rout. And I was the idiot that fell for it. I clicked on it because I said to myself, it's not a rout. I want to see what they said. I want to see how these writers went about doing it. Florida State beats Bama. Bama's going to have a whole bunch of questions that need to be answered. And again, you're following Nick Saban, right? Bama's head coach following Nick Saban. Those are some huge shoes to fill. Bama hadn't lost an opening game in 23 years. Like wrap your mind around that. 23 years. You had to go all the way back to 2001. I was still in high school in 2001. For the last time that Alabama lost an opening game. going to Florida State, and everyone would have thought, just based on how bad Florida State was last year, that they were going to get trounced, and Florida State getting the win over Alabama. My coworker, on Saturday following that, we're all hanging out at the Chihuahuas game, getting ready for the game to go. We're working with the TV broadcast, doing the radio broadcast in stadium stuff, just dejected, despondent beyond repair. I was drinking his tears. That's what everyone does to me, right? Something bad happens with the Dallas Cowboys. We got to drink Tipton's tears. Tears o' Tip. We got to drink them. I hate that I love that team. Arizona State, 38-19 over Northern Arizona. Augustine Pimentel saying, go Miners. Ha, 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 ha. I believe the Miners lost, 38-17? That game was on TV as well. We were watching that game simultaneously with the Chihuahuas game and everything that was going on. Augustine saying, those tears, the minor tears, are too old. Same tears every year. They're like wine. It's like a fine wine. They taste better with age. Michigan with a 34-17 win over New Mexico. Florida, 55-0 over Long Island University, who probably shouldn't have been in that game. SMU with a big win, 42-13 over East Texas A&M. Kansas State, 38-35 over North Dakota. Oklahoma, 35-3 over Illinois State. Texas A&M, 42-24 over UTSA. The UTEP Miners' vaunted rival, the University of Texas San Antonio. Indiana, and again, Indiana's going to have another one of these years where they somehow do jack shit, beat absolutely nobody, and wind up making it to the playoff because they've found their lane. They beat Old Dominion 27-14. Ole Miss was a 63-7 win over Georgia State. Iowa State 55-7 over South Dakota. Texas Tech, Wreck-'em Tech, 67-7 over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Number 23 ranked Texas Tech. We're jumping up after that one. Tennessee with a 45-26 win over Syracuse. And then one of the games that I thought was super fun on Sunday, Notre Dame, Miami. Just reliving all of that from like back in the day, right? And then we got a rematch of that in the Sun Bowl here, I want to say in 2010. I wasn't living in El Paso at the time. I was in North Carolina at the time. But I remember Notre Dame came down to El Paso. I want to say it was against the Miami Hurricane. It might have been 2011. It was right before, a couple of years or so before, they made their 2012 national championship run where they lost, because that's what Notre Dame does in national championship games. God, how long has it been since Notre Dame won a national championship? Is it like 1988? And the funny thing is, like, I know a lot of Notre Dame fans that are like Dallas Cowboys haters. It's going to be interesting. Augustine saying amazing game yesterday. The Hurricanes 27-24. Those quarterbacks looked good. That was a fun game. Like it really, both teams looked really good. But that's what you wanted, right? A number 10 versus number 6 matchup. Notre Dame going to fall. Miami's going to jump up. Texas is going to drop down a spot or two. Texas still going to find a way to be in the top 5, I want to say. Do you give Ohio State the number 1 overall ranking right now? Or do you just, give it to Penn State? I'd say give it to Texas Tech and screw the entire world out of everything. Augustine letting us know that he's going to North Carolina in October and then going to Vegas this week. Ooh, Augustine going to Vegas. All the debauchery that's going to happen for Augustine in Las Vegas. I hope you have fun, my guy. I hope you're sober. I don't know how you can enjoy Vegas sober. That seems like an oxymoron. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to enjoy Vegas sober. I don't think I've ever been to Vegas sober, and I went with the military. I was there for 3 weeks, but every night, just hammered ass drunk. Shout out Willie, Sergeant Willie, who I went with. James Williamson. Augustine saying yes, 1988, but is it harder to win a national championship or a Super Bowl? It's harder to win a Super Bowl. There's more talent in the NFL than there is in college football. Especially now that you can just buy all the talent you want. Like, it should be easier to win a national championship in college football than it was in the NFL. Like, you can just buy all the talent you want now. Especially if you're a team like Notre Dame that somehow, some way, despite being, 37 years removed from a national championship? And it's not like Notre Dame hasn't, had amazing recruiting classes. Like, they're Notre Dame. They always get the top, right? Whenever the season starts, somehow, some way, Notre Dame ranked the 6th best team in college football when the season starts. I hate that. If you've listened to the show long enough, if you've watched, participated, done anything, you know that I hate, absolutely hate, with a fervent passion, all the nonsense of having a preseason ranking. Like, I feel like we shouldn't rank any of these teams until like at least a month in, maybe week 5. That's always how I feel whenever it comes down to this stuff. No ranks until we actually have seen some football. But that's not the reality. That just isn't. That just isn't the reality. Millie Stevenson saying the Alabama game hurt my heart. I understand that one. I understand that one 100%. Do you hate preseason rankings more or less than you hate the Eagles? LOL. By the title, said the Catholic Church. LOL. No, 100%. Let's not make it seem as if the Catholic Church isn't living in opulence, right? Like, come on now. Come on now. Now, I get it with the Protestant reform and like all the stuff they did. And like back in the 1500s, there was this change of the Catholic Church not spending so much money. So they built the missions and they made them look poor and they made the priests live in squalor. But let's not forget that only happened on this side of the world. Look at those massive cathedrals that were built. Look at all the money that the Catholic Church had and the power the Catholic Church had for hundreds of years. They've got their own country, for God's sakes. They can buy a title. I was watching the Dallas Cowboys documentary yesterday. I finished it up. Finally had enough time to finish it up. And it was nice for me. It was nice. My first day off, singular day off, in like 3.5 weeks. It was nice. It was very nice. I enjoyed it. And it was going over like the Dallas Cowboys in 1994, 1995, those battles the Dallas Cowboys had with the San Francisco 49ers. And it showed that game. And I remember this is where an undying hatred spawned in me as a young Tip, Mike Tipton. Young Tip sounds bad. A young Mike Tipton. The only left-handed quarterback I hated. The only sports person that I absolutely could not stand. Even whenever I went to ESPN and had to work on radio shows where he'd come on and be a guest, I would give nothing. I hated, and I say that with a fervent passion, hated Steve Young. And seeing Steve Young's goofy-ass face in this documentary about the Dallas Cowboys and seeing his goofy ass beat the Dallas Cowboys in 1994 reignited a hatred within me that I thought would like lay dormant like a volcano. And I'm sitting here just thinking to myself, I hate Steve Young. The way that like everyone back in the day was like, I hate Christian Laettner. I hate Steve Young. I cannot stand his goofy face, his silly little voice, any of this other nonsense that we had to deal with him. I cannot stand that man. I'm sitting here watching this Dallas documentary, and there is Steve Young in this Dallas Cowboys documentary. What's up, Crooked Commish? I will check my, I guess it's TikTok. I got to give you my number, dude. I'll check my TikTok. If it's about a show tomorrow, I got to see what time I get out of work tomorrow. We might be able to get it done. If it's what, 8 o'clock, maybe we can get it done. 7 o'clock my time would probably be better. But no, I will check the message and we will see about that. And this hatred for Steve Young boiled up within me more than I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, more than I hate any other sport personality, individual team out there. It's all directed at all the anger and vitriol that I have within my soul pointed directly at Steve Young for what he did in 1994. And I feel like I should be at the point right now to just let it go. I'm a grown-ass adult. I never even played in the game. But there it is, just lays dormant until I see him in a Dallas Cowboys documentary, and it all just blows up. I think I'm going to wait for the 49ers to suck this year. I think I'll do like what all these other nerds out there do, where they buy Dallas Cowboys merch and they make it seem as if a Dallas Cowboys fan is going haywire by like breaking stuff and throwing stuff into the flames and all that stuff. I think I'll buy a bunch of 49ers merch and do to them what we've been seeing done to the Dallas Cowboys. 1994, Steve Young was awesome. The monkey off the back year. No, I get it. I 100% get it. Right? Like, I understand why that would be a story that people like love, right? They're all, oh my God, Steve Young, yay. This guy finally got the monkey off the back thing. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck Steve Young. Fuck him in his fucking face. Sorry, Tommy. I know the kids are still in the car. My apologies. But I'm sure you feel the same way that I do. At least I hope you do. There has to be like a sect of Cowboy fans out there that agree with me. The Crooked Commish hitting us with a pause. Pause. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. Oh, I'm telling you, man. Like I didn't realize until I think it was like episode 7 that Steve Young comes out in, or episode 6. I go through all these episodes. I think he made like little comments here and there, but they gave him like 5 minutes to talk. So I was like, they're gone and F them kids. They're annoying me this morning. We've all been there, my guy. We've all been there. I'm such a creature of habit in the morning that like, and I walk my kids to school. That's one of the things that I've loved about some of the things that I've taken on as like a career is that I can walk my kids to school most mornings. Wednesday day games, not going to be able to do it. But most mornings, I get to walk them to school. However, if they want to leave like 2 minutes late, I am just blown up. My dude Christopher Munoz tuning in over on Instagram, or on Facebook rather, along with Michael Taylor. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope that y'all are having a great day. What's good, Chris? Hope that you are having great. I've been seeing some of the stuff that you're doing. Got to try some of your mixes and stuff like that. Definitely going to try them out. Michael Taylor hit me with the TNT whenever we were in the Air Force together. That's what we were, baby. TNT. Augustine saying that I remind him of Cartman, LOL. Fuckity, fuck. Relax, guy. I haven't even watched an episode of South Park, but I've been getting just stuff sent to me. Relax, guy. Anyway, that's a different subject for another time. We're talking college football. How did your college football team do this weekend? My UTEP Miners lost. However, as you see the flag in the back, my Texas Tech Red Raiders, baby. Guns up. Suns up, guns up. They get themselves a big old win. Remember, I am a UTEP alum. I want UTEP to do well. I want UTEP to get wins where they can get wins. But I also know that for the 117 years that football has been played at the University of Texas at El Paso, they average 3 wins. 3 wins a season. Those 10-win seasons, those bowl game seasons, those are out of, like, those are the outliers. Strill saying A&M 1-2. Not big with the Aggies. Not big with the Bubbas. I couldn't care less about A&M. I actually want to do. Maybe I'll start it this year. But I want to do a trip where I go to every single college football stadium in Texas. And I'm not talking like just D1, but like D1, D2, because Sol Ross plays about, 2.5 hours from here? Like we can go to Sol Ross. We can go to A&M. We can go to Austin, San Antonio. Like, there's so much college football here in Texas. Baylor, Houston, Rice, like North Texas. Jesus. I want to do that. But I also feel like that's going to be extremely expensive. And just tailgate, right? Tailgate with the fans, get hammered drunk, get some red beer from my dude Chris. Introduce the red beer all throughout the state of Texas. I am down for that. That's what I want to just tailgate. Experience a real college football tailgate. But we don't get that at UTEP anymore. At least not until we go to New Mexico State. And the food is catered by our friends over at Buffalo Wild Wings. Working on that right now, Augustine. I want to see you guys out there with me. As I got the tent. And I guess it's not a tent. It's a canopy. Multiple canopies in the parking lot. Ready to just get hammered drunk and annoying. And watch UTEP get the win. Beating their arch nemesis. New Mexico State Aggies. That would be great. Traveling all around Texas. Getting to see all of the different football stadiums. Just catching vibes and stuff like that. And obviously, you know there's only one place to start whenever you start in Texas if you're going to watch college football. And that is at Just the Tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just the Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Visit them online today, www.myhappynuts.com. Check out the Nuts About You bundle, guys. You got to take care of yourself, especially if you're getting all hot and sweaty watching college football, the NFL, all the stuff that's surrounding you. You're going to have the remote taken away from your significant other for just months on end as you cover yourself in multiple kinds of shame glaze, whether it's ice cream, wings, or something else. You're going to be covered in all kinds of shame glaze. The one thing you can do after you've been a glutton all weekend long is go to www.myhappynuts.com. Get the Nuts About You bundle where you get the comfort cream, you get the anti-chafe stick, and then you get the comfort powder spray. No more stinky leg. No more making sure that your boys aren't sticking to yourselves. www.myhappynuts.com. Check out the Nuts About You bundle. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs. I was listening to Unsportsmanlike today, the flagship show, as Rich Eisen is making his debut back on air with ESPN Radio. And the topic for the 3 segments that I listened to, dry segment, was about Micah Parsons and his impact on the Green Bay Packers. How this is going to make the Green Bay Packers a favorite to win the Super Bowl no matter what. This was the missing piece for them, apparently. He's got everything now to go and get this team to the Super Bowl. I got to check it out. Let's see what Vegas said. The Packers' odds of winning the Super Bowl are at 1,200, plus 1,200. Currently, right now. Let's see. Okay, that had to be wrong. Okay, so their odds improve from plus 2,000 to plus 1,200 for the Packers to win the Super Bowl. Oh, God. Great. Well, guys, I'm going to have to end the show a little early today. But I'll end it in about 13 minutes. We're going to go 45 minutes. I'm giving you a good 45 minutes today. And then I got to take off because you get an email that tells you got to take off. This is having responsibilities and stuff. Jesus. It's all good, though. I asked for the responsibilities. I'm getting the responsibilities. I got to make sure I got to do what I got to do. So we'll talk about the Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons and all this good stuff, right? So Unsportsmanlike is saying that the pressure's got to be on the Green Bay Packers right now. This is their season. This was the move for the Green Bay Packers to be able to make it to the Super Bowl and win themselves a Super Bowl. Because anytime they get a player like Micah Parsons, they win the Super Bowl. And I had to sit back and think to myself, imagine if a certain fan base were to say the same thing. If they had representatives of this fan base going on and saying, oh, now this is our year. Imagine what would happen if a certain fan base said that, negating the fact that it's been 15, 16 years since the Green Bay Packers won a Super Bowl, negating the fact that the Green Bay Packers have been on the cusp of winning Super Bowls with one of the greatest quarterbacks. I might not like him, but you cannot deny the fact that Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game. That they got that close so many times and still choked it all away. Are you going to tell me that you trust what Jordan Love does, that you trust this team that led the NFL in dropped passes last season to be able to be the team that wins a Super Bowl? The Green Bay Packers, as B. Strilla said just a couple of days ago on the show, gave you the blueprint of how you attack Micah Parsons. And now all of a sudden, it's Now that we got Micah Parsons, we can win the Super Bowl? Are you effing kidding me? And Tommy going with the same thing. We had Micah for 4 years. Were those the expectations for the Cowboys? Jesus Christ, how crazy. All that stuff changes. And people are going to say, oh, well, the odds of them winning the Super Bowl got better. No, they didn't. Vegas just wants to take your money. That's what Vegas does with these odds. You're going to put your money on the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. Or the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. You're going to put money down on them. And you're going to lose your money because they are not a Super Bowl contending team. They're like, oh, the only team that's been stopping the Green Bay Packers has been the Detroit Lions. How? How, guy? They didn't even play each other in the playoffs. Yeah, Detroit's better than Green Bay. They're still better than Green Bay. Let's not forget, Green Bay was the third team in that division last year. Dallas was the third team in their division. Look at how things have stayed the same. I know I am in the minority on this, where I say this is a meh trade. Neither team got exponentially better. Neither team got exponentially worse. It was just a lateral move. And then you get the news that Micah Parsons is dealing with some back issues. The L4 and L5 vertebrae in his back. And I was thinking about this. Football's a dirty ass sport, my guy. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I find a way where in game one, if Micah Parsons' goofy ass is out there, I find a way where I am landing on that back as often as possible. You want to be in on you want to be in on this? I am landing on that back. Tommy's saying he calls BS on the back injury. Is that what we're calling BS? If it ain't hurting, I'm hoping Detroit's got a target on it and they're going to make it hurt. I also think it's just a thing that they wanted to make the Dallas Cowboys look bad. Oh, look, they didn't care about his back. They didn't care about anything that was going on with Micah Parsons. Oh, the big bad Dallas Cowboys. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, the hypocrisy of all of these analysts to get upset about Dallas Cowboys fans, which, again, I have never heard. Someone will be like, this is our year. But I do support. If you're optimistic about your team, be fucking optimistic about your team. You should be. Quit being a pessimist. Don't be like me. Be optimistic about your team. You should be. But why is it that whenever the Dallas Cowboys fan is optimistic about their team, they get shit on just left and right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then we're going to platform someone like Leroy Butler, who's going to go, oh, they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Tommy Cananzo, this is our year, motherfuckers. For the first time in my life, I've heard it. I read it. I didn't hear it. I read it. There we go. I like that. Still haven't heard it. I've read it, though. I was born to lead, not read. Has anybody tried the new ESPN app? I keep wanting to look at it. I'm reading a thing here, but that's, I don't know, that's actually a Mazda dealership ad on the top banner of the ESPN page. Other news out of the NFL. Sorry, guys. I got a little excited there. Other news out of the NFL. The Rams are expecting Matt Stafford to start on Sunday versus the Texans. Again, if, big caveat here, big ol' if Matt Stafford is healthy, I believe that the Rams are the best team in that division. Hands down. Easily the best team in that division. However, if Matt Stafford is not healthy, it's going to be a long year for the Rams. Matt Stafford, we need to give this dude the flowers, right? Like, I know Strilla does. I know a couple of other people out there do, but we've really got to give this dude his flowers because he has been a great quarterback in the NFL for a long time. And if he's not out there for the Rams, they are a completely different team. But it all depends on his back, on the way that he's feeling, all doing that stuff. Najee Harris now has been cleared for a contact after the eye injury. He missed all of training camp because of an eye injury he sustained during a fireworks mishap. Says that he expects to be in the Chargers season opener against the Kansas City Chiefs in Brazil. I forgot about that. Nothing says Brazilian football quite like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. It's also weird, man. So you have the first game of the season on Thursday night, the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. Then you go to Brazil on Friday night. Then you do Sunday and Monday. Man, we're just going to get inundated. It's back, baby. It is back. All the football you can handle. It is back. Stafford's back is hurt, and it's iffy. Micah has back issues, and the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. In a position where he's got to put more strain on the back than the quarterback. I guess there's still like an equal thing, but at least Stafford's not being blocked by a big, beefy man, right? Like, you're going to have a 300-pound dude putting pressure on you. I just, like, I love and hate sports media. And I get it, like, I'm a part of it. I went to school for it. Like, I understand that I can just be like, oh, Dallas Cowboys, huh? And then there's like all these things that go out there. I try not to do it that way. But can we just please get off the Packers' jock? They're not a Super Bowl team. They just flatly aren't. I wouldn't be surprised if they wind up being the last place team in that division. Because I said it this year. They're either going to be, like, they're not going to be the best team in that division. They could be second all the way to fourth. Big gulf of what they can do. And this is, once again, because of all the money issues that they're going to have following this contract, this is going to be their window. It has to happen this year. Now you lose 19 players. You might be able to re-sign some of them, but you're not going to be able to keep all of them. Most of them on the defensive side of the ball. If all you've got is Micah Parsons, there you go. There you go. Tommy's saying, I hope so. I want a top 10 pick, LOL. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think I said on Saturday that I thought it was going to be like a mid-20s pick. There's a part of me that really thinks that it could be bad for the Green Bay Packers. Maybe it's just me being a hating-ass hater, right? It's something I do a lot. I'm just a hating-ass hater. But it really could wind up being bad for the Green Bay Packers. You're in a run-heavy division with a guy that doesn't show up and run games, with a guy that we've seen whenever the game devolves into, we're just going to run the ball down your throat, is invisible. It's going to be interesting. It'll be really interesting to watch. All right, y'all. Like I said, I got to end the show a little early because I got to go downtown. Hey, yo. I've got to go to work. So I will see you all a little bit later. I realized I got a message 10 minutes ago telling me that I got to show up a little early today. Maybe I'm getting fired. They wouldn't do that, would they? We'll see. We'll continue this conversation. I'll read this last comment. If one of those picks ends up being a top 10 pick, I'll feel a lot better about this dumbass trade, says Tommy. I agree with you, my guy. I agree with you 100%. I need some of these picks to just be good. That's all. I just be a good pick. As long as we don't get anybody from Michigan, we'll be all right. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We'll see you all tomorrow.